I am again. I'm going to make another video today because this morning I got 5 subscribers on the video this morning. So I'm excited. So, yeah, we're not getting a ton of watch time, but I'll take what I can get. Welcome to my channel. My name is Cindy. And if it's your first time coming to this channel, please give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. I'm guessing you might be another YouTuber, maybe a friend of mine. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for coming back. I am on my way home from school and it is a rainy day. It is very wet. This morning it was about 42. This afternoon it is 44. So it's pretty chilly today. And yeah, it's cold. But it's not freezing. It's not snowing. I'm glad for that. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about education. Education, let's see. When I was 13, I went to public school all the way up to 8th grade, and I really loved learning. I loved to read, I loved to learn, I loved getting out of the house and being adventurous. A lot of energy. I had a lot of energy. I think I still kind of do, but I loved learning, but I did not like the public school environment. And my family had gotten saved. We had gone to church, and I found out that there was something called Christian schools. And I heard this one school, they did a choir performance, and this was Dublin Christian Academy in Dublin, New Hampshire. It is still in existence today. It's in 50 something years. And they had a choir that would travel around and do a program. You know, instead of having a program at one place and just putting it on, inviting people, they would go to different churches, different venues. We would travel for an entire week in the spring, and we would travel on the weekends to some churches. Sometimes we'd do like Sunday morning, Sunday night, Saturday night, sometimes Friday nights. Lots of performances. I don't even know how many. We would do the same thing over and over and over again. It was so amazing. But I saw them for the first time and I said, that's what I want. I want to go to that school. So I was so blessed because my dad was okay with it, even though it cost a lot of money. And in New Hampshire, we pay a lot of money for taxes. And so my parents paid their taxes and sent me to the Christian school. And it was funny because it was a boarding Christian school. So I had to go to overnight. We drove up on Sunday and we stayed all week. So we stayed the entire week and stayed overnight without our parents. So ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th, and then my father actually bought some property in the area and we moved closer to the school. So I was able to be a town student. So my channel is all about teachers and education, maybe what teachers do in their free time, what teachers do, different options for education. And right now I teach at a Christian school, but I also join the school board in my town. And, you know, if you're kind of getting up in years and you're like, my kids are grown, I don't know what to do with myself, joining a board in your town is a really good option because there is a lot of help needed. I know in our town we have a lot of openings on planning boards and on different types of boards in the town. So you can learn about your town and be a part of the governance of your town and the community. I met a lot of really great people. But I'm on the school board, and last night we were talking, and the school that I am on the school board for, the public school, they have a program. It's called looping. Looping is when the teachers teach like 4th grade, and instead of all the kids going up to 5th grade with a different teacher, that same teacher goes from 4th grade to 5th grade and stays with the same cohort, group of kids, whatever you want to call it. And they found that it was actually effective in the kids getting better on their scores for their schooling. So I was just thinking today about that, and I thought, I work in a small school. The numbers of students is lower, student per teacher is lower at a public school. And, Christian schools do cost extra money, but it's not as much as you might think. It's not like a regular private school for rich people. It's more just an alternative, and a lot of the people that go there aren't necessarily rich. So, yeah, thank you all for coming to the channel. If you could subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. I'm looking for teachers. I'm looking for maybe friends that are my age that would like to share our lives, be friends. And I just would like to share a little bit about education and things that interest me, things that I do in my free time, things that teachers like to do, maybe options for education. So at our school, it's a community school, but the classes are kind of large. And it just got me thinking that there are models for education that are successful, but we continue as a whole society to ignore these facts that maybe we need smaller groups of kids, less kids, and to each teacher, like one teacher for fewer children, and spend more time with each other and be more family oriented, which kind of like makes it sound like homeschooling is actually a good thing, right? If you do it the right way. So I was just thinking about that there are lots of ways that we've shown that education, large classes, large buildings, large groups of children, is really not helping our children. And it's not helping our budget either. So we need to be careful what we're doing. And if you're a parent watching this and you live in the United States, you have options. You don't have to just send them to the local public school. You don't have to have your student be a guinea pig for society. At the school that I work at, we use one curriculum. We teach traditional math skills, traditional English skills, reading, writing, and arithmetic. That's what we need to get back to. All of these, yes, computers are great. I love computers. They're fun, they work. I have a tutoring student. I teach traditional math skills, but I use Zoom and I use other fun ways to keep the students' interest and to teach concepts. But you don't really need the kid to be using a computer to do math when the younger years. Maybe when they're older, that would be good. But in the younger years, they need to learn basic computer computations of their own. They need to have a sense of numbers, how numbers are used, and like patterns of numbers, things like that. And English, they need to write, not just, do things online. So that's my thing is we have resources, we have proven in times past what works for education, and we don't have to look and try to find something new. We just need to teach the children how to think, how to process information, and then as they get older, they can acclimate into the society as they see fit. So those are my comments about education. I'd like to also make some comments about reading. Why are so many kids not reading? I saw a post today on Facebook that there are entire schools with children that nobody in the school knows how to read. They're actually graduating with zero reading skills. How can that be true? How can that even happen? What's happening in our country right now is that kids are going to school and they just move up by grade, and it's not really by what you know, it's by how old you are. So thanks for coming to this channel. I really appreciate a thumbs up and a subscribe. Just saying that now because I know people come in and out, and if you'd stay for maybe 5 minutes, I'd really appreciate it. Trying to grow my channel and trying to get over 1,000 subscribers. Right now, I have almost 950. So I only need 50 more. If I get one subscriber per video, that means I have 50 videos. That means if I like do 2 videos a day for 25 days, unless something happens and I all of a sudden get a few awesome subscribers, we'll see what happens. Anyway, back to reading. If you're watching this video, you have kids, start reading to your kids. Read out loud to your kids. Don't just let your kids only read to themselves. It's really fun family activity to find a book that you can read together. You read it out loud. Don't just do audio books either. You know, kids need to hear your voice and you reading to them, and just something about it, sharing a story together. And it could be a chapter book. I have read through the entire Little House on the Prairie series with my kids. At nap time, I would lay them down, and all of the kids, all of the ages, we would just read through the entire series. I remember during the winter reading through The Long Winter and seeing the snow outside the window. But it's really great memories. We also read through the Narnia series. I have also read many books that are on either your Kindle or the Book Nook. You can get free books. What is it called? Arthur Scott Bailey. He wrote some books that are called Little Jolly Robin series. And you can get those for free on your Kindle because they are older and they are copyright free because of their age. And you can get them on your Kindle. You can read them to your kids. They're great. They have more advanced vocabulary. I would say these books would be like for first through third graders, but they would be enjoyable for anyone of any age. They take the critters in the forest, or Arthur Scott Bailey takes the critters and he gives them personalities according to what they actually do in the forest. So Jolly Robin, makes a nest, and, the whole circle of life for the birds is really amazing. And description is awesome. Vocabulary is great. Good lessons can be learned. There's no objectionable elements like a lot of the books that we're seeing coming out today. They're just amazing. And like I said, it's free on your Kindle, so you could read them out loud. So sometimes when we're going on a trip, and I'll read out loud to my kids, and it's a good policy to read a level above the age of your children. So if you have like first graders, read third to fourth grade level books or higher. If you have fifth graders, read even higher level for them so that they can hear the good vocabulary. And there's a guy named Robinson. It's called the Robinson Curriculum. You can look it up on the internet. And he has a list of good books that he recommends, and I believe all of them are not copyrighted. So he recommends like the Bobbsey twins, the Swift, Tom Swift, and his rocket ships is a lot about science. So what is my content? My content is all about teachers and what we like to do in our free time. I also talk about my math skills. I'm a math tutor, and sometimes I'm looking for students. I'm not looking for a student right now. I'm also just providing content for people like me, moms, homeschool families, just advice and general chit chat. So that's what we're doing today. So today I was talking about schools and thoughts for education. In our country, we have choices. We can send our kids to the local public school. We can homeschool. We can um, find a charter school. We can find lots of different ways to educate our children. Even in our state, we have free online school. You could even do that. So we talk about education, and I was just talking about reading to your children. And I was at a school board meeting last night, and reading and math is something we need to really help our kids to improve on. And how do we help them? We read to them. We do something. Don't just tell the kid what to do. We have to get involved and we have to be a part of the process. For reading, we need to read to the children. We need to read good books, books that challenge their vocabulary, books that teach good morals and good habits as a human being. And we also need to teach them good math skills. Make sure they know their multiplication tables. Do you know your multiplication tables? Even a lot of adults don't know their multiplication tables these days. So if you don't know them, go back and learn them, please. Yes, we have computers. Yes, we have our phones. But sometimes if you're not careful, you can't rely on your phone all the time. You've got to think for yourself. You've got to be able to do some skills without pressing buttons. And that's where good math skills is important. And we also need to teach writing. So the Robinson curriculum encourages homeschoolers to teach your kids to read, have them read for 2 hours, have them do math for 2 hours, and have them write for 1 hour. So at one point in time, when I was homeschooling, I would have my kids get the encyclopedias that we had at the house, pull them down, open them up, find something you're interested in, and do a paper about it. And all of my kids, they have pretty good skills. They have good skills. They know how to read. Some of them like reading more than others, but they always have loved to be read to. So those are my topics for today. Education, choices for education. It's up to the parents to look out for their children. Don't expect someone else to, care about your kids more than you do. And then I also recommend reading. I recommend the Robinson curriculum. It's really great for homeschoolers. And while we live in a free country, now's the time to take advantage of that. Teach your own children, make sure your own children get the education that's available. Like, you can learn anything. You can go to YouTube and learn anything. I have learned so much on YouTube. For my math classes, I will show YouTube videos. We have geometry class that we learn all about symmetry. We use protractors and compasses. And so you can practice those by watching a YouTube video about mandalas. That's what we did. And so there's so many things you can do. And kids, they really love to learn if you put them in the right situation. They don't really love to maybe sit at a desk and do something really boring. But does learning have to be boring? It shouldn't be. Learning is fascinating. There's so much to learn. So thank you for watching. I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. If you watch the end of the video, please make a comment below so that I know who you are. And if you have a channel of your own, also post below and I can watch a video on your channel. I have posted some videos about mathematics. Yes, I have a playlist of videos that I have done. I make the videos for my students sometimes, and I'll send them a video if they need help with something. but I'm not exclusively doing math videos. I kind of like to talk about virtual teaching and ways that we can teach kids on a virtual platform. Like I do tutoring and I tutor using Zoom, and I kind of like show a worksheet. We do a worksheet together. We play a game. So there's things you can do as a virtual teacher that are fun to help each other as teachers. Plus, I do teach concepts. I have a playlist about fractions and basic algebra. I teach 7th through 10th, and I love teaching those ages because their math is required for 7th and 8th, and then I teach algebra and I teach geometry. And then at the school I'm at, I don't have a lot of kids that want to go beyond that. But if they do want to go beyond that, they can take online courses. They could do dual enrollment with a college. So there are options for that too. So if anyone is watching this video, you're interested in any help for math skills, let me know. Or if you are interested in ideas about tutoring, also let me know, and we can talk about that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.